Copy!
All right, have it your own way.
Mask!
Copy.
I was able to see Venom tonight. I went to the 10:25 showing of the movie, which is always fun when you go to a new release movie on the premiere night. A lot of fans in the crowd. Ends up being a really good time, you know, crowd kind of reacting to everything that happens. I didn't have super high hopes for it, but I knew it was going to be at least a fun type of movie. I did see some of the critics kind of dragging it a little bit, giving it kind of mixed reviews, saying Tom Hardy did a good job, but the story was kind of all over the place. The thing about it is Marvel's really done a good job establishing good character and heart. Even though this is in association with Marvel, it's not really, you can tell it didn't have the full Marvel treatment. I heard one critic talk about how they described it as feeling like a superhero movie that came out before the Marvel movies. And in a way I can kind of agree, but to be completely honest, I love the movie. I mean, I would say it had good pacing, Tom Hardy did an incredible job. The villain, which I think is pretty important to these types of movies, you know, using like The Dark Knight as a reference. You know, your hero can only be as good as the villain. The villain, Carlton Drake, is played by Riz Ahmed. He's kind of just like a throwaway villain. I didn't think he really shined, but I will say, definitely stick around till the after credit scene. You will love it. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you're like me, you're going to love who they previewed for the next villain. But if you're into superhero movies and you like everything you saw from the trailer, then you'll have a good time with this one. Also, if you see it in an AMC theater, you get to get this awesome Venom kind of prequel comic. It's not too long, it's just a few pages, but still pretty cool, little collector's item. If you're like me, if you like movies a lot, if you call yourself a movie buff, then I definitely recommend the AMC A-List. It's essentially $20 a month and you can see up to 3 movies a week. Can't really beat that. That's essentially how I'm able to see all these new movies. 20 bucks a month, 3 movies a week, resets every Thursday night, so going into the new weekend with new releases, you can kind of start fresh.
Something's not right.
I can't lose you. I can't lose any of you.
Next thing I want to talk about is going to be the Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 finale. I had high hopes for this season, coming off of Season 3, which was by far my favorite season of Fear the Walking Dead. Season 3 was really good, had a lot of crazy twists and turns. But Season 4, to be completely honest, was a huge letdown. It was interesting how they had Morgan do the crossover, and he did an excellent job. That being said, he's such a good actor, and I don't think that they gave him enough to work with. And the finale had the same type of letdown as well. Probably the biggest thing that I've hated about this season has been the villain. It took a long time to establish who the villain is, and even after they showed the villain, I couldn't even tell if this was supposed to be the villain. That being said, you know, the actress that played the villain did a good job, but the writing has just been horrible this season. They're really gonna have to make a lot of changes going into next season, and it does feel like that they've set it up to kind of have a new tone and kind of a new future for the show. But I guess we'll have to wait around and see. But in terms of finales, I'll have to give the finale of Fear the Walking Dead a 4. On the bright side, Fear the Walking Dead coming to an end does mean that we do have the Walking Dead main show coming back on. And even though Rick is leaving the show, I am looking forward to see what they're going to do with it exactly, how they're going to handle his farewell. All the actors have talked very highly of how they're handling Rick's exit. Scott Gimple tends to be the one that everybody blames for the poor direction of the past few seasons of The Walking Dead. They brought in Angela Kang, who's the new showrunner. She's talked about how it's so important to have fan service and really do justice with these characters that we love. And even though Rick is leaving, it does sound like that she's going to put effort into bidding a great farewell to Rick, who's my personal favorite character, as you can see. A couple of my favorite moments have been, of course, the red handle machete.
Right. Besides, I already made you a promise.
Also very curious to see where they take the show after losing its main character. New this week on Netflix is Joe Rogan's new stand-up special, Strange Times.
You could go back in time and grab Thomas Jefferson and bring him to 2018. His first question would be, you guys didn't write any new shit?
If you're like me, you love Joe. I honestly enjoy his podcast more than his stand-up. I don't enjoy every joke he has, and it seems like at times he just starts going on a huge rant, yelling. You can kind of see special by special him get better and better and a little bit more in tune and a little bit more polished material come to light. Of course, he gets political at times, you know, he's got some Trump jokes in there. But one of the funniest bits that he did actually involves his comparison of cats and dogs and vegan cats. Hashtag vegan cats. Definitely worth a watch. And while we're on the topic of comedy, I have to show you guys this clip of Chris Tucker's impression of Donald Trump that came out this week. Hands down, it's got to be my favorite Trump impression.
Is Donald Trump your president? What, do you consider him your president? Start with.
You mean Donald? Are you serious? Believe me. Believe me. I know Chris Tucker. He's a great comedian, great guy. I like him. It's true. I do like him. I met him. I didn't say much, but I said hello.
If you're a Battle Royale fan like me, then I definitely recommend checking out Ring of Elysium. It's actually a free Battle Royale game that has a lot of things that really make it stand out. It does a lot of things differently than PUBG and other Battle Royales. It's got this really cool map that's actually kind of snow-based. Instead of kind of having a ring of blue coming in, it's actually a snowstorm that pushes you in. The cool thing about it is you've got snowboards, you've got grappling hooks, and you've actually got gliders to glide around the map. So they do things differently. The hit markers feel really good. Desync doesn't feel too bad at all. That's been my biggest issue with PUBG lately, is the amount of desync. And you just feel like some of your shots are not landing the way they're supposed to. But this game has really good hit markers, feels really good, and I just want to point you guys in the direction of a good Battle Royale alternative from PUBG. They're adding a lot more every update, so I definitely recommend checking that out if you're into Battle Royales. While we're on the topic of Battle Royales, you've heard of Ninja. I was able to meet Ninja a little over a year ago when I went to DreamHack Atlanta 2017. He actually signed right there, Ninja. He's actually a really nice guy. I was a crew member, so I was able to be backstage, and I went up to him and, you know, I let him know I was a big fan. At the time, he was streaming like PUBG, Halo, some of the other games. This was before he started Fortnite, and I was actually blown away by his kindness. Out of all the gamers I met there, he definitely seemed to be the most humble. It's an awesome thing to see a gamer reach such heights, to be on the cover of ESPN magazine, and more recently on this new Samsung commercial for the Galaxy Note 9.
Yes, sir.
Honey, Ninja is calling you up to the national team. What's up, Travis?
I'm calling you up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. national team.
You ready?
So that wraps it up for episode 1 of Screenshots. I'll try to cover some of the happenings in, you know, the film world or the video game world or even the TV world. So definitely come back later. Subscribe if you like what you see. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.